gone, where we see the garments dragging, where we see the Muslim ashamed to salam another Muslim on the street, where we see Muslims coming out of pubs, we see them coming out of raves, we see them in nightclubs, we see them sneaking into the cinema. They can tell you so much about the Matrix and other films, but they cannot tell you about the Quran and Hadith and things like this. They can tell you so much about David Beckham, Dwight York, Manchester United, Liverpool and such like, but they cannot tell you about Abu Bakr, Uman, Ali, Fatima, Aisha, Khadija, radiallahu anhuma. The children can tell you about Teletubbies, but they can't tell you about anything of Islam. If you break the covenant of Allah, O Muslims, Allah will send an enemy. We have broken the covenant of Allah. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. We have broken it because we do not act upon it. We do not know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do not know Tawheed. If I said, tell me about Tawheed, some of you who think you're smart and have gone to deviated teachings will bring me 4 categories and say Tawheed al-Hakamiyah. Those of you who have gone to the scholars of Islam and know the Sunna will tell me about the 3 categories. Tawheed Rububiyyah. Someone name me another category. Name me a 3rd category. Naam. Tawheed Rububiyyah, Tawheed Asma wa Sifat, Tawheed Uluhiyyah. Now, can anyone here tell me what is it that the Quraysh differed with the Muslims over? Uluhiyyah. Uluhiyyah, I will explain. Uluhiyyah means the ibadah, the worship. The non-Muslims of the Prophet's time believed in the Rububiyyah, Allah's lordship and dominion. They believed in the Asma wa Sifat. They knew Allah by some of his names, but they rejected the Uluhiyyah. They would not submit to Allah to worship him. They would not submit to Allah to worship him. So, O Muslims, in the 21st century, in the dawn of the 21st century, those of us who are not worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how different are you from the Quraysh? Renew that covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continually, because you need to. The importance of that shahada in this time is the like of which, if that's all you have said from the depth of your heart, that la ilaha illallah, none deserve to be worshipped except Allah, what is the weight of this in this life and the hereafter? The weight is like this, authentic hadith. Day of judgment, a man will come before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having done no good deeds, and his scale of bad deeds will be heavy, and you would look and think there's nothing that can rectify this, and he will think he's doomed, and he will be told to look up, and he will see this parchment floating down, this parchment floating down, and it hits the other side, and it by far outweighs the bad deeds. And you know what is in that parchment, O Muslims? La ilaha illallah. None deserves to be worshipped except Allah. And that person declared it in this life, tried to act upon it, maybe failed miserably, but had the yaqeen, the certainty in his heart, the profession on his tongue, and he tried to act upon it. Renew the covenant with Allah, O Muslims, in this time of ignorance, the like of which our companions, our predecessors were warned against. The foundation of this society